And here we go. Oh, we got upper left, 401605, upper right, Canadian Al, lower left, Telemorph, and lower right, LSDs. All of them making their way through Ceres Station towards their first brush with Ridley, see what's going on with the Metroid. But on their way there, they'll be doing some arm pumping to push themselves forward an extra pixel each time. Adds up to a little tiny bit of extra speed. And then there is dealing with Ridley. And the fastest way to get him out of there is taking 5 tail hits. And we see all of them doing that. And it looks like Canadian Al took a non-tail hit and needed to take some more. But now everyone's headed out from the now self-destructing space station. And we'll see what sort of escape times happen as they dodge the steam, hopefully don't get the ceiling tiles too in the way. And a good range of times here. Yeah, mostly mid 40s. That's what you want to see. But now there's a planet to get rid of a lot more bosses on. Ones that actually will be putting up more of a fight, but well, that's why we got to get some items to deal with them. So the exploration can begin. Heading left into the deeper parts of the planet. Seeing some moonfalls, some not. But by doing certain inputs involving moonfall, as you just saw QWERTY do in the climb room, you can uncap Samus's falling speed. There goes Telemorph doing that now too, and Canadian Al. And that gets you down that room a little bit faster. It's actually one of the more recently found movement techniques in the game. We now see all of them down the elevator and Morph Ball, waking that planet up. And letting them fit through one-tile high gaps, as well as use it to preserve their sideways speed when falling onto the ground by doing a mock ball, morphing right before reaching the ground. That's something that's going to be happening throughout the runs, but exiting that room is the first place that there's a much more major use of it coming up. But there are more items along that way. And the first mini-boss coming up soon too. We're already headed through the old Mother Brain room. And going up the climb using wall jumps off the right side. It's a common way to do it. And that's the strategy LSDs is using too. And Telemorph and Canadian Al. And QWERTY one room away from Bomb Trezo. Going in there with full health, as you want to do. Because this fight is all about the missile drops. And without full health, you might get things other than that. So Bounterizo wakes up, Telemorph now reaching the room. QWERTY forcing Bounterizo against the wall, grabbing some missiles, firing them until Bounterizo partially explodes, grabs more of the drops, and finishes Bounterizo off. Nicely done fight. And we see Telemorph and Canadian Owl doing the same. Ooh, Canadian Owl not ending up with enough missiles on the second phase, needing a few more drops. Both Canadian Owl and Telemorph and LSTs are through now. And QWERTY has reached the end of Terminator Room and gotten E-Tank number 1. And we see the others not too far apart. Actually, with Alcatraz's escape, Telemorph and LSTs end up very close to each other now. QWERTY on the elevator down into Brinstar. Canadian Owl 2 rooms back from that elevator. And QWERTY about to do the single most important mock ball to get under those barriers and get 2 super missiles here. So that'll allow the runners not to fight Spore Spawn. Canadian Owl about to do the same. Telemorph and LSTs within seconds. And QWERTY through Big Pink, grabbing the missiles at the bottom, because this is the only time that we'll be seeing this room, and grabbing Charge Beam. Canadian Owl reaching Big Pink. Telemorph and LSD is still only seconds apart and only seconds behind Canadian Owl. QWERTY crossing New Bridge and reaching Red Tower. And heading down to Crade. There are different ways to do this category, and that's the point of divergence between them. And Canadian Owl through Green Hill Zone. Telemorph and LSD's entering. And QWERTY crossing over into Crade's lair. Canadian Owl entering Red Tower. And also going down. And that Moonfall to do the bottom part. QWERTY 2 rooms away from Crade. And everyone doing Crade first. But QWERTY will be first to be there. And hopefully we will be seeing the Crade quick kill right now. Okay. Canadian Owl in Crade's lair now. QWERTY getting the quick kill. Telemorph not quite making it up there. or LSDs, but now both are up there. Still only seconds apart. And QWERTY now with the Varia suit coming back out of Kraid's lair to get more items from Upper Norfair. We see QWERTY actually using Pseudo Screw against one of the space pirates in that room to conserve supers because QWERTY was out of missiles. And we got Canadian Al readying up for that quick kill. Ooh, hitting Kraid's claw with the first super though, but completes the quick kill after Kraid opens his mouth again. And we've got a quick kill for LSDs. And Telemorph heading in after doing some farming. And QWERTY's now in Upper Norfair and starting to get the items there. Starting with the E-Tank before high jump. Yeah, interesting take on the quick kill for Telemorph. Individual small jumps for each super missile. But now everyone has Kraid defeated, everyone has the Varia suit. Canadian Owl grabbing the E-Tank from the Kraid exit. So does LSDs. QWERTY through Cathedral. Canadian Owl entering Norfair down the elevator. QWERTY reaching Bubble Mountain. Telemorph getting Kraid E-Tank. QWERTY sniping the Cack Attack at the top of Bubble Mountain, the real final boss of the game, and reaching the rooms before Speed Booster. And Canadian Owl with the high jump E-Tank, pre-opening the door to not have to wait for the enemy to come back around. Telemorph headed down the elevator. QWERTY just about at Speed Booster. And LSD is at high jump, overlapping item fanfares with Canadian Owl. And Telemorph grabbing that E-Tank, so... well, that missile fanfare prevents a high five with Telemorph. QWERTY headed out from where Speed Booster was. Canadian Owl in the heated rooms now. And Telemorph with high jump. QWERTY headed to Wave Beam. And Telemorph now out of the high jump area. Canadian Owl climbing Bubble Mountain. Having a little trouble getting the wall jumps though. Ooh, LSD hits the waiver and gets knocked back down. Well, this might allow Telemorph to catch up. Canadian Owl is up Bubble Mountain, heading towards Speed Booster. And QWERTY is on the Speed Booster hallway that allows skipping the Cathedral area on the way out. And both Canadian Owl and LSDs are in the Speed Booster door, overlapping door transitions. Telemorph a couple rooms back. QWERTY is all finished in the first visit to Upper Norfair and up the elevator back into Brinstar. High five in the speed booster hallway. Ooh, QWERTY does not get the speed charge for Alpha. But now everyone has speed booster. And Canadian Owl and LSD is in the room before Wave, making their ways back up. Ooh, Canadian Owl takes the missile. LSD's doesn't. But LSD's falls through due to not getting a long enough jump. But now both are across to Wave Beam. And Telemorph enters the room behind. Wave Beam room, high five. And during that time, QWERTY has climbed Red Tower and gone up through Hellway and around to the first pack of power bombs. Laying one to pre-open the yellow door there because it will be necessary to backtrack through this area to get to Meridia after getting Gravity Suit. This being by far the most direct way to get back. And that also means opening up both sides of this yellow door here. Canadian Owl through the speed booster hallway in Upper Norfair. QWERTY taking a spark charge through Moat and sparking across. Telemorph going down Bubble Mountain. Canadian Owl up that elevator and LSD's right behind. So hopefully we'll be seeing some Alpha Sparks here. Canadian Owl gets the charge. Ooh, but Spark's a little too high. And QWERTY with the speed booster entrance to Fantoon. Very nice. Ooh, no Alpha Spark for LSDs though. And Telemorph grabbing Ice Beam before exiting Norfair. Fast pattern for QWERTY. And lands that X Factor very nicely. And another fast pattern. That was a very well executed Fantoon fight from QWERTY. In addition to getting the best RNG that that fight could get. A great combination. So Canadian Owl on the pack of power bombs. LSD is headed up Red Tower on the top part of it. Telemorph having a little trouble bombing open the exit passage from the Ice Beam area. And QWERTY with a second pack of super missiles. QWERTY in Attic, and let's see whether we see that strat completely work. Awesome. It's so good to see that. Canadian Owl with a spark charge through Moat, crossing that way. Telemorph out of Norfair and headed over to Red Tower. Canadian Owl sparking across the ocean. And QWERTY headed into Bowling Room with a spark charge to get across those spikes very, very fast. Canadian Owl with the speed booster entrance to Fantoon also. Wonder if Canadian Owl's RNG will be as good as Cordy's, though. And LSD is sparking across the ocean. And Telemorph getting Vile Plumed on the way to Power Bombs. And QWERTY with Gravity Suit. All finish the wreck ship. Yeah, that looked like there's a few Fantoon rounds. And Fantoon down for Canadian Owl. And LSD is entering the fight now. QWERTY headed down the elevator that Telemorph just came up. Getting ready to spark across into the wreck ship. QWERTY heading leftward through Hellway. Telemorph sparking across the moat. And LSD is fighting Fantoon. Yeah, looked like maybe one or so of those particles of the X Factor landed. And Canadian Owl starting that item collection. And those X Factor particles converging to defeat Fantoon for LSDs. Telemorph about to be in there too. And QWERTY beginning Meridia. Canadian Owl sparking through the attic. And QWERTY up the Meridia Mountain after having a little trouble with the final jump and not being able to spark due to insufficient health. And Telemorph a little bit busy with defeating Fantoon. Canadian Owl crossing the spikes to bowling Teresa. QWERTY at the next mini-boss, setting that nice X Factor up for Batoon, resulting in a 1 round. Nicely done. And Canadian Owl almost through the bowling section. Telemorph making more progress on Fantoon. And LSD is doing the outside part of getting through to the wreck ship. QWERTY bringing a spark charge up to the entrance to Coliseum and getting the full halfie. It's great to see that. And Telemorph continuing the Fantoon fight. While QWERTY now is in the Dragon fight. LSD is in the bowling. And Canadian Owl now on the way down to Meridia. QWERTY letting off a spark against Dragon. Yeah, the X Factor particles didn't quite go the right place though. Setting up more sparks. Yeah, Dragon's getting a nice red color now. Got that third spark not quite being enough. Ooh. And QWERTY. Shooting those charge shots and ammo at Dragon, and Dragon goes down. Attempting to get a Shine Spark suit off of the electric remains of the turrets. And grabbing Space Jump. And Telemorph finishing up Attic. Canadian Owl up through Fish Tank in the mountain with enough health to spark up. And QWERTY begins heading back from Dragon with Space Jump. Telemorph almost at bowling. And LSD's headed down Red Tower. Canadian Owl getting close to Batoon. And QWERTY headed through Hack Attack Alley. And the X Factor lands just right for Canadian Owl also. And finishing off Batoon with some supers. Telemorph finished bowling. LSD's entering Meridia. QWERTY entering the last room before Plasma Beam. Now that looked like Telemorph trying to possibly moonfall out of a gravity room. Yep. LSD is heading into the aqueduct now. Canadian Owl crossing Coliseum to get to Dragon. And QWERTY down the tunnel to the lower part of Outer Meridia. LSD is about to start the Batoon fight. QWERTY only a few rooms away from being finished with Meridia. Telemorph back through Hellway. Ooh, LSD is out of supers and having to finish Batoon off with charge shots. With just charge and wave, each of those does half of what a super missile would do. Canadian Owl doing some sparking through Dragon. And unloading some ammo. One more good spark should do it. Maybe another one. There's the charge for it. And that upward spark. A little bit hard to set up the next one from that. Ooh, a little bit of chain damage, but not enough to be a problem. And Canadian Owl gets a blue suit off of that. So that'll allow the reverse halfie. QWERTY in Norfair having grabbed Ice Beam. Making it out of the gate room before that. And so using the upper path to get to the lower Norfair entrance. Ooh, Telemorph with a semi-reverse goop spark. Trying to get up the Meridia mountain. And Canadian Owl headed back through Coliseum after using that reverse spark a little bit too low and hitting a wall. And LSD is in the Dragon fight. Telemorph sparking up Aqueduct to grab some, well, presumably for the super missile there. LSD is doing some upward sparks through Dragon. Canadian Owl much of the way through to Plasma. QWERTY down in Lower Norfair. QWERTY with fast pillars. Canadian Owl in the Plasma room, and Telemorph fighting Bucktoon now. And LSDs finishes the Dragon fight with a blue suit. Hopefully we'll be seeing a successful reverse halfie. Telemorph needing to use charge shots to finish off Bucktoon. QWERTY having fast power bomb explosions due to having pre-killed the key hunters to avoid lag. And Bucktoon is down for Telemorph. LSD is headed into the Coliseum with that spark charge and gets the reverse halfie. And through Cacatac Alley. And Telemorph gets ready to go the other way through Coliseum. But before that, use the Spark Echoes to speed up the initial round of doing some ammo farming. And QWERTY reaches the Ridley fight. And with this beam combo, Ridley takes 20 shots. So not very long of a fight. Especially if Ridley gives helpful patterns. And Canadian Owl now back in Norfair. Going and getting Ice Beam. Getting a speed bounce ball through the through two rooms before that. And QWERTY has Ridley down. Heads out. LSDs grabs Plasma Beam. And Telemorph enters the Precious Room. About to fight Dragon. LSD's clearing out the Plasma Room. Canadian Owl coming back from Ice Beam. QWERTY coming back through Metal Pirate Room. The ceiling clip strat and speedballing out of Wasteland. Good stuff. Canadian Owl taking the lower path away from Ice Beam to get towards the Lower Norfair entrance. So we've seen one upper path and one lower path. QWERTY hitboxing through some key hunters. Telemorph dealing with Dragon. LSD is headed towards the end of Meridia. And QWERTY towards the end of Lower Norfair. Only a few rooms left in that. Nice red Dragon. Telemorph is close. And QWERTY out of Lower Norfair. Ooh, Telemorph getting grabbed with somewhat low health, but Dragon goes down. Canadian Owl beginning lower Norfair. LSD's headed towards Ice Beam, opting to space jump through that room. Canadian Owl getting ready for Fast Pillars, but doesn't quite get the charge and needs to fall back on power bombs. Yeah, that might result in some damage due to the acid. And QWERTY all finished with Norfair, exiting to head back through Brinstar and Criteria to the end game. Telemorph headed back through Coliseum. Canadian Owl climbing up worst room in the game and through it. And LSD is now with Ice Beam also taking the lower path to get to lower Norfair. Telemorph grabbing some super missiles from the Cack Attacks in Cack Attack Alley. Canadian Owl hitboxing through the Key Hunters, doing a bomb spread to get the first two blocks of that passage open with only one move. And Telemorph headed up to Plasma, 2 rooms away from it. QWERTY running straight under the ship. Gotta get to Dorian. LSD is now at the lower Norfair elevator. Canadian Owl dealing with the metal pirates. Telemorph at Plasma. Canadian Owl 1 room away from Ridley. Ooh, no fast pillars for LSDs. Gonna have to bomb through it. Take some damage from the acid. And Canadian Owl in the Ridley fight. LSD is dealing with the bottom part of worst room in the game by using charge shots on the space pirates. And QWERTY through Statue Room and the cutscene that's in there. QWERTY will now face the Metroids. Smaller ones and 1 larger one. And Canadian Owl now has Ridley defeated. So that's 2 runners who've now completed all of the Statue Room bosses. LSD's doing some hitboxing through the Key Hunters. Telemorph at the exit from Meridia. QWERTY through Metroid Room 2, but yeah, one of the Metroids got away and had to be... QWERTY had to go back for it. Here's the final Metroid room for QWERTY. And Canadian Owl on Metal Pirates. Killing them to get drops. And QWERTY at the larger Metroid, all grown up. All that Metroid wanted to do is give Samus a hug. Unfortunately, it succeeded. No skip for Cordy. So Morph headed into Lower North Fair, and LSD's in the Ridley fight. Already refilling ammo before the doors and Zebatites towards Mother Brain. Okay, now at the exit to Lower North Fair. LSD is with a lot of progress against Ridley. And Cordy with the Zeb skip. Having to use pretty much all of that ammo to beat through Mother Brain Phase 1. Now Mother Brain Phase 2 can begin. And with this beam combination, 20 shots are needed. So it's a pretty quick fight, but Cordy has to have at least 301 health. It's not too hard to avoid Mother Brain's varied attacks, but yeah, the catch-up beam can sometimes be a little surprising. But Mother Brain only becomes able to use that 4 shots away from death. And there's that rainbow beam. And Cordy can sit back and watch the cutscene. We got a morph ball high five between LSDs and Telemorph. Headed to and from Ridley. And Canadian Owl on the way through Meridia. A little bit of a shortcut when going directly from Norfair to the surface. So before too long, Canadian Owl will be in Torian also. Cordy is much of the way through the Mother Brain fight. Telemorph dealing with the Metal Pirates. LSD's through the 3 Musketeers. And Canadian Owl about to run under the ship. And Cordy about to begin the Hyper Beam phase of the Mother Brain fight. Telemorph doing a little bit of farming before Ridley. And Cordy getting those Hyper Beam shots in. It takes 36 of those to kill Mother Brain's 3rd phase. But that doesn't take too long. Telemorph in the Ridley fight. LSD is just about at the final exit of Norfair. And Canadian Owl in the statue room. Cordy begins the escape. Through the first couple rooms. Sparking up that 3rd one. Into the 4th one. Telemorph getting more and more damage on Ridley. Ridley should be close to dead by this point. Cordy up Escape Room 4 and into the climb. Goes for Behemoth Spark, but a little bit off in the positioning and hits the underside of a platform. Goes for it again and gets it. Only a couple rooms remain. Telemorph grabbing the Ridley E-Tank after having beaten Ridley. Quarry through the final door transition. Canadian Owl in Metroid Room 1. And Quarry finishes this race in first place with an official SRL time of 45 minutes and 48 seconds. GG. And meanwhile, we've got Canadian Owl in Metroid Room 3 now. Missiling the Metroid so as not to unduly use super missiles. Now there's those 10 super missiles. Telemorph going for the speedball out of Wasteland, not quite getting it. Half-hour in-game time for Quarry. LSD is just about at the statue room. Okay, now at the baby. Let's see that skip, hopefully. Looking good so far. And baby skipped. Very nice. LSD is waiting for the statue room cutscene to happen. And Telemorph right about at the exit to Lower North Fair. Only the Three Musketeers room remains. Canadian Owl with the Zebetite skip. And unloading all of that ammo into Mother Brain 1. And LSD is now in Torian also. And Telemorph back in Bubble Mountain. On the way back up to the surface and then down to Torian. Canadian Owl getting those 20 shots in. Dodging Mother Brain's attacks. LSD's in Metroid Room 3. And a lot of supers dropping from the Metroids for LSD's. And the Rainbow Beam for Canadian Owl. Telemorph out of North Fair. And we have our second place finisher. Oh, hang on. Deer Force? Anyway, as I was saying, Insane Firebat, who is playing off-screen, has finished in second place with an official SRL time of 49 minutes and 17 seconds. GG. LSD is about to do the... well, or just jump into the Metroid. Needing health anyway, because not enough health to survive the Rainbow Beam. Canadian Owl in the... in the cutscene between Metroid Room... Mother Brain Phase 2 and 3. LSD is pre-opening the pink door to save 5 missiles. And Telemorph reaches the surface. And Canadian Owl reaches the Hyper Beam phase. And LSDs will soon be in that same room. And Telemorph crossing Parlor. Ready to go through Terminator and towards the statue room. And Canadian Owl defeating Mother Brain 3. Getting ready to begin the escape. LSDs with the Zebetite skip. And using that ammo to get Mother Brain 1 finished. Okay, now through the second escape room. Sparking up the third. And we got two simultaneous cutscenes here. Telemorph in the statues and LSDs in Mother Brain phase 1 to 2. Canadian Owl in the fourth room of the escape. Up, over, down, back up, and into the climb. Also goes for Behemoth Spark and also hits the underside of the same platform. And instead tries to go for a diagonal spark against the left edge. But then ends up doing that against the right side. There's the Rainbow Beam for LSDs. Ooh, yeah, Canadian Owl paying our animal friends a little bit of a visit. Yeah, someone had to do it. And Telemorph in Metroid Room 3. LSDs waiting for the Metroid to do its thing to Mother Brain. And Canadian Owl will finish in third place with an official SRL time of 52 minutes and 57 seconds. GG. And Telemorph 2 rooms away from the baby. LSD is waiting for the Metroid cutscene to finish. For the Metroid to sacrifice itself to deliver Mother Brain's weapon to Samus. Yep, no skip for Telemorph. Yep, there's the Hyper Beam shots. And a lot of onion rings getting through the gaps between the rainbow shots. But Mother Brain goes down, letting off one final volley of onion rings after starting to explode, though. Telemorph all restocked after what happens 2 rooms back. And LSDs begins the escape. Telemorph gets ready for Zeb skip. There's the freeze, the iframes, and through. LSDs in escape room 4. Telemorph doing the necessary ammo damage to Mother Brain 1. LSD's out of Torian and into the climb, sparking up the right side as Telomorph's Mother Brain Phase 2 begins. I wonder if we'll see the animals on LSD's screen. Telomorph starting to deliver those 20 shots. LSD is through the final door transition. Oh, a little bit over the ship. And in it, finishing in 4th place with an official SRL time of 56 minutes and 1 second. GG. This also improves LSD's SRL PB, so GG again. LSD also comments in the SRL chat that this is a tied PB. Nice. And Dear Force for Canadian Al. And Telomorph waiting on that Metroid. There's a lot of energy that needs to be transferred from Mother Brain to Samus. And off-screen, Red Ninja Josh has finished in 5th with an official SRL time of 57 minutes and 38 seconds. GG. And while we're waiting for Telomorph's Metroid Mother Brain cutscene to happen, this would be a great time to make sure that you're following the runners. This has been a great race to watch. And Telomorph getting those hyper beam shots. A lot of them hitting Mother Brain, but the corner very much works, although it does cause some lag. But Mother Brain is gone. And very soon Samus will be gone from the planet too. Because the planet will also be gone. There's Escape Room 3 and the spark at the end of it. And Escape Room 4, up and over. And Deer Force for LSDs. And a Moonfall for the down part of Telomorph's Escape Room 4. Time to see what we get in Climb. Oh, going for a reverse Behemoth Spark. Very nice to see that. And off-screen, Sarah Lewis finished in 6th with an official SRL time of 59:45. And, well, Telomorph just about finished. One door transition remains. And there we have Telomorph finishing with an official SRL time of 1 hour and 3 seconds, which is an SRL PB. GG. Oh, again, GG to all of the runners. Make sure that you're following them. This was a great race that they did for us. And especially congrats to those who improved their SRL PBs. A lot of operations completed successfully. Yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed watching this race. I very much enjoyed commentating it. I hope you all enjoyed that too. Yep. Yeah, I guess I can stick around for the Deer Force moment if the Morph stream stays up. But again, GG to everyone. And if you want to see more of these type of races, be sure that you're following all of the speed gaming channels. There are all sorts of things that happen on these many different games, many different regular races and tournaments. Getting close to the end of Telomorph's credits. Where one more time we will be ready to say, Dear Force. Yep. There we have it. The Super Metroid weekly race for this week. Yep. Thanks very much for watching. And again, don't forget to follow the runners. And yep. My name's Stump, and I'll see you on some upcoming mission.